Hi friends, I wanted to jump on here this afternoon and discuss a couple of frequently asked questions that seem to be coming up more regularly now, particularly since this whole coronavirus issue. Thank the Lord it's starting to wane and subside by and large. The heat that's typical. I know you've heard conflicting reports on television like I have, but the fact of the matter is viruses are not new. The heat of summertime is one of the main reasons why viruses do not last through the summer. They diminish and they fall off quite rapidly. The wintertime brings about weakened immune systems because of the temperature drop. When summer comes, spring especially here in southeast Tennessee, the temperatures rise pretty quick, so our immune systems are strengthened just from that alone. A lot of it has to do with sunshine. I've been out in the sun as much as I can get out there because I know that when my skin makes vitamin D, my immune system is strengthened. How do I know that? Because every cell in our body has vitamin D receptors. Think of them like little cups all the way around each cell. The more you're outside, the more vitamin D your skin surface is going to make, and then the better that cell functions. Because what makes a healthy person? Healthy cells, okay? It's not eating organic food. You can buy organic packaged food. I was teaching my daughter this. I said, just because it says organic on the package label, especially a prepackaged meal, that doesn't mean there's a high nutrient density and it has a lot of vitality to it. The best food, like you're witnessing in this plan, is whole food, fresh whole food. Buy organic, because what that really means is that it's got a lowered or reduced amount of pesticide residue on its skin surface. So that's the reason why organic is important. You're not eating foods that have been saturated in pesticides or other sprays. You're not eating foods that have had hormone-based pesticides sprayed on them. Most people don't know that. Back when I was a kid, the pesticides used to be chemical-based. Well, now many of them are hormone-based because the whole objective is to sterilize the male insect. So they're blasting these male insects with estrogen-based chemicals. Well, those estrogen residues cling to the food. If we don't wash it properly, we consume it. So that's why you have men that are developing female characteristics, if you catch my drift. So that's the kind of scary stuff out there that most people don't take time to read. But because I'm the oddball that loves this stuff, I read about it so that I can do a video like this and pass the information along to you. You can always fact check me, take anything I say critical. I'm always open to it because I'll guarantee you, like a lawyer, I build my case before I open my mouth. I'm never going to spew out something to you that's going to be baseless. I'll tell you that right now. Just not my MO, because I don't want to have to answer for it later. That's my main motivation. All right, so let's talk about something different. We've heard enough about that virus for long enough. Want me to tell you what a bigger epidemic is in Tennessee? Overweight, obesity, morbid obesity, and severely morbid obesity. Now, why are those categories existing? It's something called BMI, body mass index. What is a body mass index? It's basically a calculation. It's a calculation that you plug in to the formula an individual's height, weight, age, gender. And it creates this indice. And the indice is nothing but a number and a place on a line. So if your BMI, for instance, let's say your BMI is 29. You're in the overweight category. Let's say your BMI is 33. Well, then you're in the obese category. You can go online and get these calculators too if you want to figure out your own. If you're in the 38 or 39, well, then you're in the morbidly obese category. And if you're above that, then you're severely morbidly obese. So 25 to 30 overweight, 30 to 35 obese, 35 to 40 morbidly obese, 40 and above severely morbidly obese. Run some calculations yourself. Have fun with it. It'll be a real eye-opener and shocker to some folks. And then let's talk about percentage body fat, because there's a healthy percentage body fat and an unhealthy. And just so you know, lower doesn't always mean better. There are some people who have driven down their body fat so severely that they're blocking or inhibiting the natural ability of the body to synthesize steroid hormones. One of those examples are corticosteroid hormones like cortisol. Our body makes cortisol naturally. It's a stress hormone. But if you don't have the proper intake dietarily of that steroid hormone base, it's called a cholesterol, the word that we've been all taught to fear and indoctrinated that it's the most evil thing to our cardiovascular system, couldn't be further from the truth. That's another myth, and there's plenty of cardiac surgeons out there who are debunking that every day. I don't need to do it. They've already done the work for me. I just cite their work. So The Great Cholesterol Myth, great book. You can get it on Amazon for like 17 or 18 bucks. So why do I measure those going forward with each case? Well, let me tell you why. Because it gives me information based on those numbers of where you are in your journey. Let me give you a for instance so it's a little easier to understand. As you notice, when you come in, we measure weight, body fat percentage, BMI, and pH. Those are the numbers that are necessary for me to get all I need to get. pH is an indication of what's your body doing biochemically. Is it protecting itself, or is it past the point of protection that you're just running in a very acidic state? Well, that's dangerous. So if I've tested and your pH is low, in other words, if it's in the 5s or if it's in the 4s, and there are people like that too, then your body's operating in a very acidic state, and that's dangerous. Dr. Warwick, back in the middle 40s, that's what he discovered. He discovered that cancer cells, ready for this one? Cancer cells do not proliferate in an alkaline environment. So if your body's pH, we test salivary just because it's easy, but if your body's salivary pH is low, it's an indicator. It's all it is. It's not a death sentence. It's just an indicator. But what it lets you know is, how's my body functioning right now? Is it protecting me, or is it overrun with issues that I need to pay attention to right now? That's what we test for initially. Then we test body fat percentage and BMI. Body fat percentage for women that are, adult age, a good range is 28 to 32%. Men, 24 to 28 is a really good range for men. So if you're above that, that's what you need to work on, and that's what we're here for. Now, the other element is weight, and this is what really torments everybody. So this is what I want to spend a few more minutes describing. I'm doing pretty good in time. I'll cut this off. I don't want to be too long. Your weight on this plan, I don't care who you are, there's very few people who drop linearly. Most people, it's a sawtooth appearance as you look at the beginning of the month versus the end of the month. As long as the trend is going down, you're in a good place. But I guarantee you, most people, they're going to have plateaus, peaks, valleys. It's going to be more of a sawtooth appearance as it trends downward. This is provided you stay on the plan. If you deviate from the plan, you're not going to experience that typical trend or that expected trend. Okay, so what's implied is you're going to follow the plan, just like you heard at the end of your kit day when Wendy said, follow the plan. If you get constipated, let us know, let us help you, but follow the plan. If you plateau, let us know, let us help you, but follow the plan. The whole key, there's many people who have gone before you successfully doing this, and what they did is they didn't overthink it. They just followed the plan. And if they ran into a time where they get into a mental funk, they contact us. They call us for a pep talk. They call me for a pep talk. I'm your greatest cheerleader, but I'm also going to be the one who fine-tunes and filters out and discovers why you're not losing like you should be losing. So it's usually got to do with high stress, low sleep, poor hydration, not taking drops as you should, getting off plan, cheating, etc., etc., etc. Those are the main reasons why. Portion size has been elevated. Somebody tripped you up. Those are the most common. And listen, you're not alone. It happens to most people. Sure, I've got rock stars. Remember me telling you this? I've got rock stars, tire kickers, and dabblers, and everything in between all the time. So I tell you what, shoot for the stars. If you land on the moon, either way, you're on higher ground. My first business mentor taught me that years ago. He said, shoot for the stars. But even if you just land on the moon, either way, you're on higher ground. That's what you need to have the mindset of, okay? Get this piece in place where the head goes, the body follows. That's a biblical principle. Where the head goes, the body follows. And you can experience that too. You can experience those major wins, massive successes, because that's what we want for you. Listen, this is a journey. This is a process. This isn't something that's overnight. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. The reality is this is a health plan that has a terrific side benefit of transforming your body from fat storage back to fat burning like it was at one time in your life. That is the story right there. That's the gist of it. Plateauing happens, folks, because your body has to detoxify tissues before it can burn fat. Then once it burns fat, it's got to detoxify those tissues again because it's just burned away the storehouses of chemicals. Then it's got to purge them before it can burn fat again. Once it burns that fat, the body's got to purge those chemicals because it just burned away the storehouses, and the process continues on and on in a stair-step fashion. Well, that was a lot, wasn't it? I hope that's helpful. I hope that's encouraging. Listen, we are on your side. We're here for you. This is what we love. I love this stuff. It doesn't even feel like work to me because I get to fine-tune and get into people's lives and really determine and discover what their barriers are, what's holding them back, and 9 times out of 10 it's right here, and just bring it to the surface so I can say, look, if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you always got. That's what we say in Polk County. If you do what you always done, you're going to get what you always got, right? That's what they say in Polk County. So I tell you what, break free from that. Make a new start. Today is your new day, and just push forward. Thanks for tuning in. Give this a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't, and share with somebody you love and care about that you know needs to know this information. Talk to you soon.